Hi guys, welcome back to Burnley. I'm not sure if anybody's here. Say hi if you are here. If you are here, you're just in time for a very, very big game that we are having to play today. And if we look at the schedule, you can see we've been in absolutely brilliant form. Not only that, but we've been scoring goals as well, which is absolutely fabulous. Hi Ben. 4 a.m. start with work tomorrow. Oh my goodness me. You need to get some shut eye then, Ben. Absolutely. I have some really bad news today. Um, I just remembered earlier today that I had to work through this World Cup month in the Burnley save. So I popped in very quickly earlier this afternoon, played through the month, set up a couple of friendlies, played through the friendlies, got to the QPR game, and then went off to make some food, came back, thought I've got an hour or so, I'll play a couple of fixtures in the Preston save. Loaded up the Preston save only to realise that I'd actually saved Burnley as Preston in my haste. And so the Preston save after 10 seasons has finished. It's gone. It's completely disappeared. I suppose it was coming to an end soon anyway. It only had about 6 weeks left and probably 3 more seasons, but I think I probably could have won Europa League possibly in those 3 seasons, but no way would I have won the Champions League in that time. And it's really sad. I'm very, very sad. And I've now got about 6 weeks to fill in, and I've no idea what I could possibly do for those 6 weeks, as I'm still waiting for Woking Football Club to get back to me. I've not heard anything from them in a week, but they must be very busy as they've just qualified in real life for the playoffs, so they're probably really, really busy. And so I've got about 6 weeks to fill in, and I've absolutely no idea what I'm going to do now. I need some ideas. I have been asked to do a save with Ipswich. I could do a short save with Ipswich. I've been asked to continue the West Ham beta save. I could continue that for a couple of seasons. I've Newcastle save. That's too easy, Ben, isn't it? And I was also asked if I could do what was the other one? West Ham, Ipswich. Somebody else was asking me for a save, possibly because they were struggling with it themselves. I don't know. So I really don't know, and I've only got 6 weeks, possibly 3 seasons to do. So I'm open to so many ideas now. Newcastle save sounds easy enough, but I'm sure I could screw that up. Although they do have a very, very good team, and it might be hard to screw it up. I thought I was going to screw this Burnley save up, but after a lot of tinkering and trying to find out what works and what doesn't work, we finally got on track, or at least we hope we're back on track. We're going to have a couple of really tough games here today, QPR and Middlesbrough. And so this is probably a crucial part of the season. And then in January, I'm hoping that we can bring back Weghorst. We have, what's his name, fit again, who I was looking forward to getting back. Scott Twine will be registered in January. So things will change in the new year, and we just need to stay there or thereabouts. The other thing I could do, of course, is to continue with Livingston for 3 seasons. And that's something I was considering doing, continuing the Livingston save for a membership save. But I went against that because what's the point of doing a save when only a couple of members get to see it? So I've decided to delay membership anyway, until there's enough subscribers that would make it worthwhile. So I could go and do Livingston for a few more seasons. I really don't know, Ben. It's It's tragic, and I just finished doing the first video of the new season with Preston this morning. Uploaded it. I'll have to take that down now. It had been a little bit of a poor transfer window. We'd actually only managed to sign one player, but he was a good player, good forward, and it's I just like I don't know what I got to find some way, because when you're rushing around, it's so easy to do. And I think what I got to do is when I switch saves, I have to copy the save that I'm switching from and paste that on the desktop. And then every time I switch saves, to get used to doing that, so that if I do mistakenly save the save in the wrong place again, then I've got a copy of it on the desktop if it all goes wrong. I've got to find some way, because if you're rushing around, and I was rushing around a little bit today because I just suddenly realised, oh my God, I haven't played through the World Cup month. And when you're rushing around, it's so easy to do. When you're taking your time, then and then I realized it took a little bit longer than I anticipated to play through that. So then I rushed off to get something to eat. And then when I came back, I thought, oh, great, I've got enough time now to do a couple of games ready for recording the next Preston episode tomorrow. It didn't work out. And oh my God, so distraught. I'm just worried that I might lose followers. That would be like my heartbreak of heartbreaks. If people start thinking, oh my God, like you said, silly sausage, I can't be bothered to follow along with him anymore because he's so dippy that this could happen again. That would be my worst nightmare, people starting to drop off. So I just hope it doesn't happen, and I just need ideas for what would be just like a 3-season save that I can do, waiting for the Woking save to start. I'm really excited about the Woking save because that's a one club save and there's no moving about. You just stick with the one club and see how far you can get. And that will be difficult, I think, in FM23. So I don't know. I'm just hoping people can give me some ideas. I've had a couple of ideas to go to Germany. I thought about Sparta Prague for a short save. Especially thanks, Ben. Especially as I lived in a town just outside Prague for many years when I was a rugby coach, going way back, and I lived in a town called Brno for a few years coaching the Czechs, and stayed in Prague many times. And we'll never forget the Park Hotel in the centre of Prague. What a place that was. And really nice place. And beer, before the Iron Curtain came down, beer was like less than a penny a pint. And that's the kind of place that you want to be living in. And that was kind of fun, coaching rugby in Prague. Yeah, fun day. So I thought about doing Sparta Prague. They're a team that have dropped off the radar in recent years. And I thought, why not? They keep popping up in my saves as teams I have to play against. And you could make Dortmund. Yeah, that's another thought. Hi, Ethan. How you doing? Trying to topple Bayern Munich with Dortmund is another thought. Gives me 3 seasons to try and do it. That's a thought. It's a good thought. Pretty sure it must be possible to do that. Although the way FM23 is playing this year, I don't think there is an easy save out there. And I mean, you would have no idea. Ben, I was beating in the first episode. The first game I had to play of season 11 for Preston was against Newcastle. So I thought I had no chance because we're pretty much playing the same team as I had last year, apart from this one new forward. And 40 minutes had gone. I decided to play with a standard line rather than a higher line of defence. and I was going to play with a low block and play cautious. And by 40 minutes, we were 2-0 up. And the new striker had scored, and we were looking really peachy. We were, and 40 minutes had gone when my wonder kid Flores, back in the side now after his broken leg, he decided from the halfway line that he was going to pass back to the goalkeeper. And the pass never made it. And instead he just passed it to Victor, who just managed to sneak it past the goalkeeper, who I'm not sure he knew what he was doing anyway. And it was 2-1 at half-time. And then after half-time, Newcastle suddenly turned on the style. The solid defending we'd done in the first 40 minutes suddenly fell to pieces. And we were 4-2 down by 80 minutes, and it was all over. And so we had lost 4-2. But we did beat Reading in the second game by 2-1. But FM is playing hardball, and I don't know how a defence that has defended solidly like a rock for 40 minutes kind of like just fell apart just in a few minutes. And then after that, after 60 minutes, I had to actually replace all the defenders because they were playing so poorly. FM is definitely playing hardball this year. That would not have happened in previous versions. We were killing them. Newcastle had, in the first 40 minutes, had just had 2 shots on goal. And PSG, possibly Napoli do a club save. It's fallen from grace. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like Sparta Prague. Could we get Sparta Prague back to its glory days in 3 years? I don't know. I'll have to have a think tonight when because I'm going to have a long night, I think, because we have to begin it tonight. So it will be a long night. Because tomorrow I'll just upload, I suppose, a What Happens Now video. And then I've got till Friday to actually get the first episode up. Somebody in the comments said to me, look, just take a week off. But you can't do that with YouTube. If you take a week off, then your views start plummeting. They stop showing it. And you take more than a week off, you could be starting from scratch again. So you have to be consistent. You have to keep uploading, or YouTube will punish you. So that's what makes it even more difficult. So I'm really not sure at this point what to do. Wrexham, yeah. Quick save with Wrexham. Yep, good idea. Yeah, what I don't want is to bring the Woking save forward, because I'm still hoping that I'm going to hear from the Woking Football Club itself. And I don't want to start it. If they're going to get involved with me, then I don't want to start it before they have a chance to get involved. So I'm looking at 6 weeks, 5 episodes. Maybe you could even do 5 seasons, 5 episodes a week. You can get through a season in 5 episodes, can't you? Or 6 episodes. So you could do 5 season save. That would work. How far can you get in 5 seasons with a team? Something like Wrexham, yeah. Destroying Sunderland. Actually, I saw that somewhere once, where somebody actually posted about doing a save where you try to ruin them. You do your best to actually ruin them. How long does it take you to get sacked? So shall I do that with Sunderland? Or even Newcastle, Ben? How long would it take to get sacked? So you basically go around selling all your best players, only playing rubbish. And how long does it take to get sacked? And then probably in this FM23, you'd probably win all your games, sell all your best players, and then win all your games. So that would be quite interesting. The other thing you could do is a crazy save, like you can only sign players under 6 foot, or you can only sign left-footed players, or something along those lines. Oh boy, I feel such a twit sometimes, but yeah, rushing around, that's what sometimes happens. Just got to hope that I don't save this Burnley save over another one now tonight. But I do have to find a system. Every time I switch a save, I think I'm going to have to copy and paste onto the desktop. And that way, then at least I know I've got a copy of it. Atletico Bilbao. Yeah, I've done that one, though. I think people probably want something different. I think Sparta Prague might be good. I was thinking of going to Finland, picking a team in Finland, seeing what we can do up there. But also like teams who are always like in the fourth pot in the Champions League draw. You know, there are teams that always make it to the Champions League, but are always like the total underdogs. They never get anywhere. Sparta Prague was favourite for me, yeah, because they've fallen from grace. You don't hear about them anymore. I remember years ago, Sparta Prague were a big force in Europe, way back in the days of Nottingham Forest winning the European Cup and Manchester United. Sparta Prague were a big force. So maybe I'll do a 5-season save with, that's another team that always turns up, isn't it? Red Bull Salzburg. They always turn up in the European competitions, but never do anything. That's a good idea again. It's like trying to find one of those teams that are just there always in the European competitions and never actually do anything in them. They're just there as fillers for the groups. It's one of those teams, so that you can actually make them progress for once. And there's a few of those that I've beaten as teams in saves that really are just there for cannon fodder. And you just steamroller past them before you go on to play the bigger teams in your group. So maybe one of those teams, yeah. Spurs, yeah, haven't won anything. Could we get Spurs to win something? Plenty of food for thought here. I actually, at the moment, from all the suggestions, like the sound maybe of Sparta Prague. Especially as I have memories. Yeah, I actually don't think that I would keep Harry Kane, given the option. If I had an option to sell him, he'd bring in good money, and I probably wouldn't keep Harry Kane. He's getting on a bit now, and Spurs should be cashing in on him. They might do. They might sell him in the next summer transfer window. He might go to Man United. They like buying old players, so they might buy Harry Kane. But if I was managing them in FM23, I'd probably sell him. Yeah, with the money you'd get for him, you could bring in a really good striker to replace him. Thanks, Ben. You're not my minions. You're the people who drive me. And I appreciate all your support, and I feel so stupid today that I went and did what I did. I know there were a lot of people really enjoying that Preston save, some of them enjoying the frustration that I was feeling, but I always kind of like, no, we're going to get better. Every season we're going to get a little bit better, and it's such a shame. Oh, definitely, Ethan, definitely. I'm a Man U fan, and we need a striker. Martial needs a rest every couple of weeks. Rashford is not a striker. He's a left winger. Music. I was just explaining in my rush today to work through the Burnley World Cup month. I rushed through that. It took longer than I thought, and then realised I've got to go and make some dinner. saved it, and then when I came back, I thought, oh, I've got an hour now. I'll just play a couple of games for Preston, and loaded up Preston, and it turned out to be Burnley. I saved the Burnley save as Preston. But we did 10 seasons at Preston. Livingston, Elgin and Preston. Probably only 3 were left before I switched saves. So, given we probably weren't going to win the Champions League, we might have won the Europa League in that time, but I very much doubt that Preston would have won the Champions League. It was getting harder. We couldn't make any signings because the wage budget was the problem. I was just saying, I think a lot of people, I will lose a lot of followers because of that. But hey ho, that's life. I'll have to suffer the losses now. Going to Brazil. After 10 seasons of that save, maybe it is time to do something. But as I've said, I've got 6 weeks now where I have to fill in between saves, and it's not going to be easy. I'm thinking music of doing Sparta Prague for 3 or 4 seasons, see if we can restore some glory to Sparta Prague. Oh, thank you, Ben. That is really kind, mate. Yeah, rest in peace, Preston. I actually, even though I was so frustrated, I was like tearing my hair out at times. And even today, when we lost 4-2 to Newcastle after going 2-0 up, I was enjoying that save. I always felt that we've just got to break through this pain barrier and there's going to be gold on the other side. And it's just not to be. We'll make the most of Woking, and we'll take Woking to the Champions League before FM24 comes in. But I don't, as I said, I don't want to start that until, as I explained to the football club itself. Ben, that's very generous. Thank you. As I said to the football club, to Woking Football Club, I don't want to start that until May. So I'm hoping, even though I haven't heard from them, that because they're busy, they're just not replying to me because they know they have time before the save starts. Hi, Liquid. How are you doing? So unfortunately, Preston has died. And so we have to do 6 weeks with a team and see how... The other thing that I could do is to do the West Ham beta save. I've had a lot of requests, a couple of requests for more on the West Ham save. Whether the beta save would go over to the main save, I'm not quite sure. But I have options, I think. And I don't know. It's going to be a 6-week whirlwind save wherever I go. In real life, Joe, I support Manchester United. Do I want to manage Manchester United? Oh my God. I don't know. I mean, I've never managed. I think only one time I've managed Manchester United in FM since in the entire time I've been playing, and I've never managed the team that I support. Probably makes me odd because I do read in forums that the first thing people do when they open up their new FM is manage the team that they support. And I've never been like that. And usually I want to go with an underdog. I really want to take on a small team. Yeah, West Ham was a good beta save this year. It worked out really well. And I think that I did play the opening game of the second season. I think we beat Southampton 6-1. I did that for a tutorial on tactics. And so, yeah, it looks like they are a very, very good team in FM. So it would be fun to continue that. You're only 18, Ethan. That's fantastic. I wish I'd started this one or had the opportunity when I was 18. We didn't even have computers when I was 18. It's like, didn't have mobile phones. We used to have to write letters in those days and read books. So, yeah, I think I was born in the wrong era. I wish I'd been born 30 years later. I'd have loved all this computer stuff if I'd been born 30 years later. But hey ho, it is what it is, and I'm enjoying it now. Um, so I don't know. I'll make a decision tonight where to go with this. But I just hope that you guys will bear with me and just accept that I am old and I'm an idiot sometimes, and I need to find a system, a way of controlling switching saves. Yeah, thanks Ben for coming in. Thanks for the ideas and thanks for the donation. Really appreciate it, mate. We can make a difference here. Thanks, Ben. Have a great night and a great day tomorrow. So I guess we need to get on with the I guess we need to get on with the Burnley save. Look at the schedule. After the start we had a dreadful start to the season and we were in all sorts of trouble at this point, and I really felt that we were going to get sacked, and I haven't been sacked in FM for about 3 years, and that was looming very close at that point. But since October, we've gone on this amazing run, and I think the reason for that is just adding one instruction to the tactic, and sometimes that's all it takes. And we just added run at defence. And I think it was Coventry that we spotted that. You're a Liverpool supporter, are you? That's fine. I mean, I one of my friends that I have who lives in Manchester, he's a Man City fan. I was working with him in the Far East in Indonesia for 10 years. Great friend. And we used to go to a bar late at night. What was it called? The sports bar. And we'd sit in the bar watching the Manchester United Man City derby games. No animosity. He'd celebrate if City won, I'd celebrate if United won. It was just two friends together having a pint at 3 o'clock in the morning. And it works. People support different teams, Ethan. That's the way it is. And I don't get upset by it. I mean, look, Ben is a Newcastle fan. He loves it every time I play against Newcastle on here. And he loves it when Newcastle win because they usually do. So I don't get upset by it. Liverpool, they've fallen a bit from grace this season, though, Ethan. Sorry to say. Not your greatest season, but you'll bounce back again. You've still got some very good players there, Ethan. I wouldn't worry about it too much. I still think you will make it to the Champions League quite comfortably, and you're just not going to have the title this year. But next year, there's always next year. That's what people say, don't they? There's always next year. So yeah, the Burnley save, that's all we did. In all that trouble that we were having, we changed the tactic, I don't know, many times. It was just that instruction, run at defence, and we just clicked that on. We spotted that Coventry were very, very poor in the tackling department, and we clicked that on, and bingo, it just went from there. And the team flourished. They love running at teams with the ball. And that's where that run of results has come from. We do have two very difficult games today. We've got QPR and Middlesbrough. And if we have a look at QPR, they are a very good team. Very, very good team. Let's start with the scout report. And you can see there's this huge list. They're very, very good. One of the things that I notice is they're not very aggressive. And they're not very brave, and so we need to be very aggressive against them. And one of the things that I might consider doing is if I go to my squad page and look at the mentals and go and rank my players in terms of their aggression, I might want to pick my team, including these boys who are very aggressive. And what you'll usually find is that these aggressive players are quite strong and they're quite big and they tackle hard. And so I think Newcastle can get far. Yeah, I mean, Newcastle are going to be a good team. Whether we like it or not, Ethan, Newcastle are going to be a very good team. And going to be very hard to beat in the years to come. They only need to make a couple more really good signings. And teams are going to really start struggling against them. I think they'll be a very, very good team. And so, yeah, I think if we look at my team selection, if you pick aggressive players against a team who are not very brave and not very aggressive, you can generally knock them out the way. And so what we want to do is it might be time for Kevin Long to have a game. And Ashley Barnes will play up front. Cherlanoff is injured, unfortunately, as is Egan Riley. But Egan Riley is just a bit part player. Muric is very aggressive. Connor Roberts, Bastian, Jack Cork. So we really want to be picking our most aggressive players. And then what we want to be doing is getting stuck in and really going for the trigger press. Really going in their face. And yeah, this side, part of the problem with this side is that they're old. And I couldn't make any transfers, no money, and couldn't sell anyone. And that made it very, very difficult to... I wasn't prepared to sell the likes of Charlie Taylor for peanuts. And in the end, I refused to back down from about 12 mil. And in the end, nobody came in for them, and I was stuck with the old players that I had. However, we have done well. We do have Twine back now, who is awesome. He's not registered yet, but come Christmas he'll be registered. And we can then bring Weghorst back. I hope there's no clause which says he can't be brought back in the transfer window. Will be the first I've come across it, but hopefully we can bring back Weghorst. We'll have a good pressing forward up front, which we should have here. We should have a pressing forward. So I'm going to put my aggressive players in here. And Ashley Barnes will be good playing as a pressing forward because he's very, very aggressive. And we're going to fill up the team where we can with these aggressive players. So Kevin Long hasn't had a game in a while, but we'll bring him in for a game because he's very aggressive. And we'll bring him in. Give Harwood Bellis a rest, possibly. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, Howard Bellis is not the most aggressive. And Cherlanoff's injured. Muric is already in. Bayek is quite aggressive, so Bayek should be in the team. So if he's not, we'll bring him in, but Bayek is here as the DLP in midfield. So we'll bring... is he aggressive? Teller. Yeah, Teller looks better in real life. He's been absolutely poor in this save. He's been very poor. He has started to find a bit of form of late, and hopefully he will build on that now. Because he looks very, very poor at the moment. Connor Roberts and Bastian should probably play. Bastian, Connor Roberts. So we got... He wants to play Bayer. I'm going to play Connor Roberts. I just want to test out, really, if this actually works. It usually does. When you play aggressive players, really get at them, then they tend to get knocked about a bit. Where is Bastian? He should play. And he can come in as the box-to-box. So we have 3 very aggressive players there in midfield who should hopefully scare the living daylights out of Queen's Park Rangers. And let's go back to Roberts, Bastian, Cork. Jordan Bayer should come in now at centre-back. And let's bring him in at centre-back. Swap those over. Taylor is not the most aggressive player. We've got Josh Brownhill's quite aggressive. As our wingers are not aggressive. Ashley Westwood. Jay Rodriguez. Let's put him. Yeah, already we've got him in the side. And it only just is Teller now. And Teller, he's not very aggressive, but I'm prepared to go with him, I think, because he's getting into form at the moment. So having one non-aggressive player in the team, this should actually work. It's worked quite a bit in FM22, where you see that they are, and you can see now, it's quite an aggressive team. I just want to check on Maatsen or Maatsen. What's his aggression like? Only 7. So we don't have an aggressive fullback. Vitinho, only 7 aggression as well. So we have quite an aggressive team, and that's really what you want to when you're playing the likes of teams who are not brave, and if they don't want to get into attack or be aggressive with them. Yeah, that would be an absolute dream for me, Ethan, in this save. 17 goals. I think the top scorer for Burnley this season at the moment has got 5. So it's not going all that well. But I feel quite good about that team. And yeah, all you've got to do then is get in their face, get stuck in. And in this area of the field, particularly in the centre of the field, you need to be putting your foot in and winning the ball. They should, if FM23 is the same as FM22, they should then pull out and not be interested in tackles, and you should be able to win the ball quite easily. Quick look at how they played last time. They focused a lot of their play. What colour are QPR? So QPR in the black. Well, we can't see that. Can you guys see that? Looks like they focused their plays mainly outside, and yet when they lined up, they're playing this kind of weird. So I'm guessing their fullbacks are quite dangerous. Made a lot of breaks down the wings. I think what I might do is put both my wing backs on support. If they are going to be focusing down the wings, I'm going to put both fullbacks on support, and then we'll put Teller on attack as well. So we've got the 3 boys up front on attack, and we've at least got cover, good cover at the back, and Bake will also cover this area, and Bastian will cover this area. Cork will drift around. So we have got good defensive cover, and I'm actually half tempted to put Harwood Bellis in there. He is a better player than Long. Put Long on the bench in case something starts to go wrong, and we need more aggression. Vitinho as a wing back. Yeah, he looks good as a wing back, to be quite fair. Complete wing back on attack. What would hold him back as a wing back is his crossing is poor. And that's obviously, if you're you could play him as an inverted wing back, which would be interesting. Play him as an inverted wing back coming inside, then he doesn't need the crossing, obviously. But then that wouldn't fit the system that we're playing. But apart from his crossing, he's a pretty good player. He's quite pacey for this level, down that wing. So we have tried him there pre-season. We tried him for a couple of games in the early season. Charlie Taylor, though, is a better all-round player. And Vitinho, for me, plays better up front, at least in this save. So, I don't know. We'll have to see how we get on in these next 2 games. because these are going to be very, very difficult. Quick look at the data hub. Laird is a creative defender. He's a complete wing back, so we need to look after him. This is where their attacks are coming from, down the right, and we need to. He got a wing back on this side, so we need to look after him as well. And Diang is a very, very good goalkeeper. We need to be on our game in terms of scoring goals. They are a passing team, and we'll need to press them because they do a lot of passing, so they play quite high, and we're going to need to press them in this area, make sure that they're not able to pass that ball around. And they are performing well. They dribble a lot, or at least attempt dribbles. We need to make sure that we're getting stuck into them so they can't do that. And this guy, Chair, is also causing problems as an attacking mid. And we'll need to make sure that he is well and truly looked after. And I might ask Cork to actually look after him. If we look at his pace, can we get a look at his pace? Can Cork live with him? I wonder. Cork is now 32. And his pace, he couldn't live with him. So I don't want to type mark him as such. Because Cork can't live with that kind of pace. So the other thing is to look for somebody who does have good tackling and has a bit more pace. Now you see, he could do the job, but for me, he's not aggressive enough. We'll just have to keep an eye on that one and play that one by ear. And the other thing is, do we have a defender, central defender, who can play as a defensive mid? No, we don't, which is unfortunate because sometimes that would help in terms of getting a foot in there. Bayek does have... no, Bayek is quite slow, surprisingly, and Bastian has pace, but can Bastian play in that role? Yes, he can. So it might be that we move Bastian down here, put him as a DM, and then he can look after that number 10. Cork, I'm going to play him as a centre mid. Oh no, let's keep him as a box-to-box. What worries me about Cork in that position is that he lacks pace. So maybe I need to be looking at bringing in Westwood, who has a bit more pace, and then maybe play him as a centre mid on support. Getting his foot in and stopping. We need to win the ball in this area of the pitch. We need to be knocking them over. You can see with this Burnley team where its strength is, and you can immediately see they're a very good defending team, but up front they're lacking. They lack creativity. They just lack a lot in terms of this area of the pitch, midfield and attack. Josh Cullen is another option. He could play very nicely as the box-to-box. So, although he's not very aggressive, he could play very nicely as a box-to-box, which would strengthen us in terms of midfield. So we'll go with that. We've got plenty of aggressive players, and we'll go with that. Okay, so let's get on. I don't think QPR are particularly dangerous. We need to watch their wing-backs, and we need to watch that guy Chair playing in midfield centre, in the attacking midfield centre. Hey Angel, how are you doing? Nice to see you again. You're very welcome. Enjoy doing them. I enjoy actually the interaction. Paul Mullin at the striker role. Yeah, and I would love to get him in, Ethan, but it's all about money. If you don't have any money, you can't get anybody in. I need to sell. The squad is big and I need to sell players, but I just could not sell them in the short time I had left in the transfer window. Nobody was coming in for any of these players. And like I said, I'm not going to sell them for nothing. That's just not going to happen. We're going to get some money out of them, or they're staying. And yeah, Kevin Long probably shouldn't be played. He's not training very well. Needs to focus, step up his training before we start thinking about putting him in. And so I think QPR, we just got to watch them outside. Expectations are for a draw. I'm pretty sure that we can. I'm pretty sure that we can defend well against them. Whether or not we can score, who knows? Who is this? Seb Thompson. Let's just give him a pat on the back. Whoever he is, you've done well. Never met you, but well done. And so, now Akana can speak English. I speak English very well. And off we go to the match. Brownhill, not fit. Teller, fit-ish. I'm going to go with Teller, I think, even though he's not that fit. And who are the others playing? Norwich. We're in Norwich. They're away at Swansea. Come on, the Swans. And I'm going to... No, I'm not going to take any notice of him. He wants me to play cautious. We've got a very cautious assistant manager here. I don't want to play cautious. We want to go and give them a game. And let's have a look at how they'll... Ethan Laird. I'm going to type mark him. Don't want to give him any time on the ball at all. Just try and take him out of the game. And we'll hard tackle him. We'll hard tackle him and turn him onto his left foot. So make his life very, very uncomfortable. Passy, he's a bit the same, isn't he? We'll close him down. We will hard tackle him and turn him onto his right foot. You always got to be careful when you're doing these things, that you have to have a team that is capable of doing it. If you are not a very good pressing team, then and you start asking your players all over the pitch to do this, then they are going to escape the press. And unless your team is capable of pressing, you've got to be very, very careful. And you need good aggression. You need a team that has got acceleration. You need a team that works together. It needs teamwork. You need work rate, stamina. So it needs all those attributes in order to be able to press well. And teamwork's very overlooked in terms of how well a team can press. They have to press as a group, not as single entities. And the DM, I would usually type mark the DM, not to allow him any time on the ball. And I see no reason. His dribbling is poor. So if he's going to try and carry the ball out, then he's not going to be able to dribble. We're going to be tackling hard. And so hopefully we'll be taking the ball off him, causing him to make mistakes. So we'll type mark him and put him on his right foot. And always type mark their most creative players. The midfield players, it's very, very important that you type mark the creative players. The boys who are going to start spreading all these passes around. I think it was his right foot, wasn't it? Right foot is weak, so we want to put him on his right foot. So these two boys here are going to be... One of them is going to be a playmaker, I'm guessing. And it's not this guy. And he's not all that good, to be perfectly fair. He doesn't have great attributes. He's got a weak left foot. He's not very brave. Has a little bit of dribbling, which is possibly an indication I don't want to type mark him. But we'll close him down just in case. And we'll turn him onto his left foot. And we won't tackle him hard because we've got the team set on hard tackling anyway. I think it was his left foot is weak. His left foot. And Tyler Roberts. Tyler Roberts, again, he's not a playmaker, so it's going to be interesting to see what they've got in there. I'm not going to hard tackle him. I think we'll just close this guy down. He's not pacey, he's not a great dribbler, so we'll just, when he's got the ball, then we'll just close down his space. This is a guy, we need to tight mark him. He's the guy in form, so we need to be taking him out of the game. And yeah, we can tight mark him. We're going to watch his dribbling. So the person tight marking him needs to be able to do that job. And yeah, we'll hard tackle him. He's not very strong, and show him onto his left foot. Not him. We will hard tackle him, show him onto his left foot. And we just need to make sure who our DM is, and can he actually do that job to tight mark him. Taylor Richards, not very pacey, so we'll just close him down for now. His dribbling is good. I don't want to get too tight to him, so we'll just close him down now and turn him onto his right foot. And Lyndon Dykes, he's not pacey, he's not the greatest forward in terms of finishing composure. His passing is pretty poor. I think we just tight mark him left foot. We have players who can mark him, and we have players who are perfectly capable of showing him out onto his weaker foot. So it's this guy. We just need to make sure that we have our DM is able to do it, and our left centre back are good at marking. And so Bastian, in terms of his marking, he's got a 12 marking. He can do a marking job. He can do a tackling job. He certainly can close him down. He's very good at closing down. And so I think he will do a decent job on him. Bayer as well can do a marking job on him, as well as a very decent tackling job on him. So I think we'll go and play the game. And I hope that we can do enough to keep this run of form going. And QPR, who were top of the league for a long part of the season. Let's turn the sound off. Let's get rid of that. Obviously have fallen away. So yeah, the media are giving you a lot of credit. I have faith in you. Go out and make the difference and get a result. And let's see what you can do, boys. And hopefully we'll roll over QPR. I don't see the need to go cautious. I don't think they're that great a team. We are certainly a better team than them, defensively for sure, but whether or not we can score the goals is another matter, and that's what we want to do, win the ball in midfield, but immediately we lose it. They made a little change there. They switched Dykes and Richards. That's a bit sneaky. I'm just going to have a look at what they did there. So Dykes and Richards. Well, Dykes is in the same place, isn't he? Tyler Richards. I actually don't know what they did there. But they did something a little bit sneaky, which is interesting. What did they do? And it's a fairly even contest at the moment. That's all we can say. Nothing much is happening. I want to just check in on QPR. Chair, of course, is always going to be a danger. Should I get my DM to mark him? His pass rate at the moment is 40%. So clearly we are actually putting him under pressure, and he's not responding well to that pressure, which is a good sign. They are playing with a high press, as we can see there, but we've managed to beat the press. And Teller bursting up the right. Come on, Teller. Let's get into the box. We need more support in the box. There's no one arriving. Teller was a little bit too fast on the break there. Nobody arriving. I might have to put the centre mid onto an attack role if this continues. And that's a nice pass upfield. Lovely long passing going on. Break into the box by Teller. Teller scores. Burnley are continuing their run of form. And yeah, I mean, the Newport save wasn't actually my fault. I took my MacBook in for a service, and they cleared all the old files, including the Newport file. I used to watch Zealand way back, learned a lot from Zealand, and as you can see, using his skin. Last few years haven't been there much, but yeah, I'm a big fan of Zealand. Do like the way he plays the game. I like his sense of fun. He's very, very good creator and very knowledgeable, of course, about the game. Yeah, I've always been a fan of his. I haven't been over there for a while, though. Maybe I should go over, see what he's up to. But again, it's about breaking this press that QPR have, and maybe what I want to do is not to play out of the back, because this makes me nervous, and they are pressing very, very high, but they are leaving big gaps behind, and Teller is in again and almost makes it 2-0, but that's our finishing for you. And as long as we are playing like this on the counter, I can't see any need to do anything. And it is also about this aggressive team that we have out. And if QPR are not brave, not aggressive, they're not going to like this very much. And they can try and play their pretty passes, but we are going to get into them. And, having said that, QPR have scored. We've just allowed them. And somebody should have stuck a foot in there. I'm not too happy about that, and need to be shouting at them. So one of the lovely things about this game is you get to be able to shout at people, even if it's just because you're upset. You can just shout at other people. And Belgian players, because of the company connection. Possibly, yeah. I would love to make a signing. The fans at Burnley here are a little bit unhappy with me because I haven't actually made any signings, and you can't make any signings without any money. So hopefully we're going to have a clear out in January and we'll be able to make a signing or two. We're giving away too many fouls. We're not picking up yellow cards, so I don't want to come off the get stuck in yet. And we're not giving away free kicks in dangerous areas. And we need more possession. Interesting. Look how many of the team are nervous. They know what's coming. We've been the better team. We need more possession. When you actually click on these things, and I was watching someone the other day who clicked on one of these things and then didn't do anything. It's no good saying to the team, we need more possession. You actually, as a manager, if you say something like that, you're going to have to do something about it. So I'm going to click on we need more possession. But now what you need to do is you need to go to your tactic, and you need to find a way to get them more possession. So we'll come down on the tempo and we'll try shorter, lower passing. That will give us more possession. And I see so many people give that instruction to their team and then just expect the team to magically get more possession. So hopefully if we lower the tempo now, we will start to get possession. The team will get a little bit more confident. And that was a brilliant pass to begin with. Who was that? And, we've got problems at the back. Taylor, who's not very aggressive, he's on a 6.4. So unless he does something miraculous soon, Taylor might well find himself coming off. We've also got Rodriguez. He is on a 6.4. We've got players who are not playing well. Harwood Bellis is only on a 6.5, 6.6 now. And there is a free kick for QPR. And perhaps we do need to come off. If we're going to start giving away free kicks, maybe we will just come off that, get stuck in now. We still should be aggressive enough to be able to be winning the ball in midfield against them, and that should be a throw to us. But it does seem like QPR are getting stuck in themselves a little bit more now. Chair is still a problem, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask someone to type mark him. I'm going to ask Bastian to type mark him, and just hope that he can follow him around and just now take him out of the game. And Taylor does have another free kick. It's a game of free kicks, and that's the third one that's hit the crossbar. 3 free kicks, 3 have hit the crossbar. Comes back out to Charlie Taylor. Taylor blasts it over the bar. It remains 1-1. The fans were saying, predicting a draw. The board were predicting a draw. I actually felt it might be a draw this game, and it's so far going to plan, but we've let in QPR here, but nicely defended. Rodriguez, I think it's time for him to come off. So let's have a look. Who have I got on the bench? Who have I got here? I'm not thrilled with... so maybe we'll bring on Vitinho. Put him on a support duty for now. And Taylor, I think it's Bayer now is not having the greatest of games. Bayek is having a poor game. Let's bring on Westwood. Maybe swap those two over. And maybe I'm going to put... Yeah, we'll just put him as a box-to-box on support for now. And Cullen... We're going to put him as a centre mid on attack. I want to get more bodies forward because we're not getting enough people into the box. Teller is quite tired. He's not fully fit, so we do have to be keeping an eye on Teller as well. But we have won the ball in the middle of the field again. And I think looking at the match stats, it's just our finishing that's letting us down again. And... we need to finish better. If we are going to challenge for the title this season, we need to be finishing better. And that's a lovely pass inside. And QPR are in, and it's well defended, but they're coming back at us. Well defended again. We are a good defensive team, but we do have to be careful about that winger. They are getting a lot of chances now, QPR. Looking for long shots. Another one goes over the crossbar. Remains 1-1. And we're hanging on at the moment. I wonder if I should be playing out of defence with this high press they're playing. What I'm going to do is actually take that out. And we'll just take all of that out. Let the players play their own game. As Taylor looks for Vitinho down the left. Vitinho inside. Lovely ball to Cullen. Was he fouled there, referee? I've seen those given. And QPR looking to break. We need to be solid. QPR still looking to break here. Short passing. Nice. Possession-wise, we are doing dreadfully in terms of possession. That's a good tackle, but... unfortunately, he's got away from him. Here's Chair, who's lost his marker now. They do have a chance. It's a good save. We still need to sort this possession out. We're not winning the possession. And what else can we do? We can go very narrow. And let's make much shorter passing. Sort of time waste a little bit now as well. So... try and get this possession off QPR. They are winning most of the possession. We need to put our foot on the ball. We're getting a little bit more now. So hopefully... well, Teller's taken a knock now. Excellent. Why would you bring on a left fullback for Teller on the right wing? My assistant manager sometimes doesn't make any sense at all. We'll bring on Haldazio and Do I need to make any more changes? Yeah, let's bring on Kevin Long. Who's apprehensive? Harwood Bellis is apprehensive. They're all looking a little bit apprehensive there. I want to give them some encouragement, I think. And let's, as soon as we start again, let's drop them some encouragement. And we do have a free kick into the box. There's a man in space. It's headed over the crossbar. We are still just edging it in terms of chances created. We've only got 2 chances on target. QPR only 3 on target. But they are annoyingly winning the possession battle. If we had more possession, then we would probably be in a better position in this game. But I'm going to try one more thing before the end of this match. QPR have another chance. I'm actually going to go the opposite way now and see if we can't beat them with long balls. I'm going to go more direct. So we'll go to a standard and slightly higher tempo, and let's hit early crosses. See if we can't hit them on the counter and that way sneak a goal at the end. I don't want to go positive because that will leave us vulnerable at the back. Do I have anybody who's particularly tired at the moment? Not as yet. No, I'm not removing hit early crosses. I want to try it. The other way was not working, so why not give it a shot? And nothing seems to be happening. The game's petering out by the look of it. We have started to win a little bit more of the possession, but unfortunately too late. QPR are going to have the last highlight, the last word in this game. And they are in acres of space, and they've hit the crossbar again. I think the crossbar's been hit 5 times in this game, which is a bit unusual. And let's not mess about here. Let's hump it up the pitch. That's what we want to be doing now. I don't like that high press that QPR are playing. And oof, we are going to dilly-dally with the ball down there. But that's better. Get it long. And that's nice. And he was taken out there, but we'll carry on, play the advantage, and let's win the header. And what has happened here? I think Barnes has fouled his opponent. And so there's still the highlights going on. I think, though, it's going to be end of game very, very soon. QPR, I think, have just edged the game, but we've done enough. Maybe, yeah, I mean, I could have, there's a number of things I could have done. But to be fair, to get a point away at QPR, not a bad result. I'm not pleased with the way that people have played. We did give them chances to do different things. And I am going to say I'm not happy because it wasn't a great QPR team. But there we go. We're still, Norwich beat Swansea, and we're still in second. And we're still where the board want us to be. And we could have done better, but at the end of the day, it's still a good result, a 1-1 draw at QPR. And we are unbeaten now in 8 games, and that's pretty good considering we don't have anybody who is a goal scorer in this team. So that's pretty good. And, considering how well things are going, do you fear the effects of complacency? And that's another interesting thing. When the press start asking that, then you do have to get your team fired up again. So this might be a time to start thinking about playing players who want to be in the team, players who are doing well in training, and you want to maybe start thinking about putting in your more determined players, because if you go a goal behind, more determined players are actually going to... Hi, Tom. I didn't see you there. How are you doing, Tom? More determined players are actually going to be better equipped to come from a goal behind. So maybe that's something we need to think about, putting in our very, very determined players for the next game. because I don't want complacency to become an issue. And if we have a look at our squad and go to our mentals again and determination, then we have a number of determined players: Matson, Connor Roberts, Jack Cork, Churlinoff, Lowton, Ashley Barnes, all very, very determined. And so those players should be in the team for the next game. And we'll look for players who have also trained very well, who are on the fringes of the squad. And then Jack Cook, what is the matter? Should be starting more games. What is he? Regular starter? And no relationship. Ooh, Maisie March. Let's have a look at Jack Cork. Is there anyone he likes particularly? Christian Bagg is very pleased that Bayek has joined the club. Feels he has a strong partnership with Ashley Woodward. Doesn't mean anything. Let's have a look. Let's go to Westwood and Bayek. See if they... where is Bayek? Where's Bayek? Christian Bayek. If we go to discuss, wants to... No, it's only Matt Lowton and Kevin Long for Bayek. The other one was Westwood. And if we go to discuss for Westwood, no, Matt Lowton and Kevin Long. So I think, given that the agent really doesn't have any sort of relationship with me, I think we'll go straight to Jack Cork, see what he's up to. I'm supposed to be an important player. No, you're not. You're supposed to be a regular starter. I don't really want to upset him. I could play the I'll sell you card, but I really don't want to upset him. He's a very, very important player, so we'll just give him some game time, keep him happy. He'll do a good job, so we'll just give him some game time, and then we'll sell him because he's a whinger whenever we can, or we'll just let his contract run down. Good crosses of the ball, Middlesbrough. Pretty good team, this Middlesbrough team. We're going to have to be on our game here. Looking at their weaknesses, not a great deal. I want to go and have a look at the data hub. See if anything comes out from the data hub. Let's have a look. Where are Middlesbrough? Lots of dribbles and they're reliable in possession. I have to wonder, why are these teams not higher up the league than they are if they're this good? Isaiah Jones, lots of dribbles, but he loses a lot in possession. So Isaiah Jones is a weak link. Where is Isaiah Jones? So he's a weak link. So we could focus our play up the left. Especially if we find out this guy isn't that great either. And he doesn't look that good either. So doesn't have pace. So maybe we should run at this guy and focus our play down here, because they're not great on this right-hand side. So that's something to think about. Putting Taylor on attack. And I want to make sure that he is... on dribble more, yeah, and then Rodriguez or whoever is going to play is also on dribble more. I think it might be a good idea to play my fastest player out here, if I've got one. Who is the speediest in terms of pace on that left wing? Vitinha, does he have pace? Yeah, he's got a bit of pace, Vitinho. So it may be a good idea to play Vitinho out there. And we are going to have to play Cork. So we'll put Cork in as the DM. Can't do any harm there. Does solidify the defence a little bit more. Howard, Bellis, Baylor, Taylor. Matt Loughton should come in because, as I believe, he's a very determined player. Where is determination? Matson is very determined. Matt Loughton is a very determined player. So those two should come in as well as Cork. Ashley Barnes, Harwood Bellis, Murich, Bayek, all very determined. So that's pretty much the team that I already have. We'll maybe change Charlie Taylor and put Matson as our wing back. He's very determined, but we just want to check the training at the end of the week for those players just to make sure they've been training. Never played FIFA. I'm not very good at those things, Ethan. I've never actually played FIFA. He's just like, it would probably do my head in. I'd probably throw the computer out the window or the PlayStation out the window. I'm just not coordinated enough to do all that stuff. That's what Football Manager's perfect for me, because you don't actually have to play the game yourself. And so it kind of makes me a lot happier. I do want to do, yeah, we are doing defending wide and aerial defense, so that's pretty cool. Oh, looking at this, our youth intake is pretty good. We have greens on fullbacks, central midfielders and strikers. Looks like a pretty good, an excellent intake is being predicted there. I'm going to request a summary to the inbox just to save some time. Generally, we can make sense of what's going on from the inbox stuff. So I have heard that you can get sacked for not turning up at these meetings. I don't know if that's true. So I do turn up to them now and again. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, we'll give him some ball control. If it says no longer a weakness, ignore that, because it means that it's improving to the point where it's not a weak attribute anymore. Well, I don't want it to remain there. I want it to get stronger. So as long as it keeps improving, then we'll keep going. Where it says showing no improvement, then we might as well stop it. Vitinho runs with the ball down the right. Suits is strong. No, we don't want to do that because we're playing him mostly on the left. So I don't want to confuse the poor boy by telling him to run with the ball down the right. And Charlie Taylor, yeah, I think he is already added as a free kick taker. But let's just check. Charlie Taylor. Oh, he's actually... Let's get him up here. We'll need to put Scott Twine before him. When Scott Twine becomes fit. And Charlie Taylor, yeah. Why? I wonder why. I thought Charlie Taylor was already the free kick taker. Interesting. And that he's not. And where is Charlie Taylor? Let's pop him in here. And pop him across there. And Scott Twine can come up here. And then finally indirect deep. Oh, this is such a mess. These set pieces, they are such a mess. I really hope that FM do something with this set piece stuff, because it is annoying. It's such a mess. And hopefully they will do something about it. So, okay, we've done that. Hope you're happy now. And wide indirect, we just did that. Yeah, we did. And then coaching assignments to remove. Okay, you're in charge of that. So you just do what you need to do. Although he's probably made a mess of it. I should go and check that everything's okay, because he could mess everything up. So let's just go and have a look at our coaching. Defending tactical could do with a little bit of help, and attacking technical could do with a little bit of help. Tactical. What's he got me on? Tactical. There's no. I don't get any help. Only upon this Richard Bradice, who's a performance analyst, is helping me with the. Who's got a lot of stuff going on here? Quickness. Do we need somebody? 2 coaches doing quickness. We have a strength. Can we put... Who's this guy? Chris Wilding. He's a fitness coach. Tactical ability is next to nothing, so he's not going to really help. I think we're just going to have to leave it at that. Tactical... We've got 2 here. What about Connor King? Any tactical knowledge amongst them? None. What if I just try tactical to give me a hand here? Let's just share that out. He can't go across. That's the problem. So technical and tactical were not that great. We don't have enough coaches by the look of it, but that will do for now. Until we can get some more coaches in. The Champions League with Fulham in FIFA. You play FIFA, do you, Ethan? You won the Champions League with Fulham. Mbappe, Grealish, Mitrovic, who was 89 rated, and Xavi Simons, and 94. Yeah, you had a pretty good team then, didn't you? Interestingly, FM is very, very different in terms of its star ratings. That actually don't mean anything, the ratings, and people look at these stars and they get all excited because somebody is a 4-star, a 4.5-star player, but the stars don't actually mean anything. And there's so much that goes on in terms of this ranking in terms of stars. Are they homegrown? That will help in somebody's star ranking. Are they believed? Well, if you're considering your options, then what is the problem here? I'll just agree with you. I'm still going to sell you. And he leaves chuffed because he thinks he's got one over on me. I'm going to sell you, and then he says, "Well, I'm going to consider my options at the end of the season." Well, that's fine. No problem. You consider whatever you like. And he's playing out of position. He's been playing as a left wing back. Good. I don't want to upset these managers, so I always never make a promise that I'm going to check up, because I never do. So I will just say, well, thank you very much. You won't regret it. And then we'll recall him if he doesn't do anything about it. Middlesbrough, very, very good team. Very good team. Good dribblers. We know they're good dribblers. We did identify somebody who wasn't very good at dribbling. Down the right-hand side it was. We have Isaac Jones. Who is Isaac Jones? Winger. I thought he lost possession quite a lot, this boy. Yeah, he loses possession. He attempts lots of dribbles, but loses possession. Their XG was very good. And their pass map is exceptional. That's really how you want a pass map to look. Lovely triangles going on here on the left-hand side. They're not as strong on the right-hand side, as you can see, so we're going to need to make sure that we close down this left-hand side. I think we have a chance of beating them up this side of the pitch. One of the things that we might want to do is this Lenihan is a fulcrum. The goalkeeper looks for him a lot. He interchanges passes all over the place here. We need to take him out of the game. So we need to use our pressing forward just to get at him. And I'll probably ask Ashley Barnes to mark him. If we take that pivot out, they might not know what to do then. So hopefully that would be the game plan. Close down the left-hand side. Attack down our left-hand side. And then, no, I'm not listening to you. You make terrible decisions. Greg Strong. Who is he? That would be an improvement. Are you having a laugh? You and Peacock. No, that wouldn't be an improvement either. Sometimes I get so confused by my assistant manager. But he doesn't do a bad job in press conferences. There are no easy matches, and I don't think this is going to be an easy match either. But I think we need to just check now on who has trained particularly well. The boys that we are bringing in, have they trained? Matt Loughton, has he trained particularly well? Not particularly. He's had a 7.1, but it's not brilliant. Connor Roberts has done slightly better. But then Connor Roberts, is he a determined sort? Yeah, he's very determined. So Connor Roberts deserves a place in this team. So we're going to put Connor Roberts in there. He's very determined. He's trained well. So he deserves a shot. And especially in a game where we're looking at complacency. We don't want to be complacent. Jordan Bayer, Jack Cork, all trained very well. Teller has trained well. Brownhill, Bastian, Dervisoglu. Who did we bring in? Vitinho was one we brought in. How is Vitinho trained? Not very well, really. 6.8. Not very well. Who's been out of the team? Dervisoglu. He's trained very well. Teller has trained very well. So maybe we've got to be looking at that left wing again. Let's have a look. Dervisoglu. Where is Dervisoglu? Maybe we can bring him in on the left wing. We're looking for determined players. We're looking for... yeah, he's okay on the determination front. For players who've trained well and want a chance. If they're training well, then they want an opportunity to impress. So now, and let's dish out some praise. Why not? If you've worked hard, we're going to pat you on the back and say well done. I usually go for the arm round them. And let's give them some praise here. Let's build up this team. What we really need to be doing as well is actually firing them up in the dressing room as well. We want to make sure they're under no illusion that this is a tough game, and you want them to perform well. And if they're determined, if they've trained well and want a chance, then they should rise to that. And this used to work too in FM22. It's limited, I think, in FM23, but I think we can try it out here in a big game like this. Oh, just catching up on this FIFA stuff, FIFA, and you won the FA Cup. And in FIFA, you can change their position and then up in the race. There's a glitch. One player called Guerrero. Okay, there's glitches in all these games, Ethan. There's loads, tons of glitches in. Whew, look at this, expectation a win. We do have to be on our game. This is a good Middlesbrough team, and that expectation, I think, is a bit unfair. Goodmanson is back to full fitness or full training, not to full fitness. And let's go and play this match. And I don't want to listen to you. Focus play down the right. No, let's focus play down the left. Let's go the other way. That way. This is where they are weaker. And we will play balanced. And we will... Yeah, we'll keep doing this. We want to press them. We want to make sure that they don't have a lot of time. And this is the important bit now. We'll close him down and we will turn him onto his left foot. Just to make sure he's not too pacey. Nah, we can close him down. He's not very brave. He's likely to react badly. Mark Bowler, again, he's not very strong. He's fast, but not too fast. So we'll close him down and turn him onto his right foot. And that takes care, hopefully, of the fullbacks. We have players capable of doing it. Paddy McNair is a decent player. Although he's probably... No, he's still only 27. So he's not fast. He's not great at dribbling. So I think we'll tight mark him. Did he have a weaker foot? Yeah, left foot. Tight mark him. And left foot. And then Johnny Howson. Oh, you had him in my Norwich save, which has gone back 2 years now, I think. Johnny Howson, 34 years old now. I think we can show him onto his left foot, and I think, yeah, we'll tight mark him. Take him out of the game. And it was his left foot, wasn't it? Yeah. So if you can close down those DMs, Lenihan, we also want to close down. I want to maybe show him onto his right foot. So we're going to close him down. But I'm also going to ask Barnes to mark him as well. Isaiah Jones, not very strong. You can see that straight away. Going to close him down, hard tackle him, and turn him onto his left foot. Close him down, hard tackling, left foot. Needs to be a hard tackle. Matt Crooks, he is not very fast. His dribbling isn't brilliant. Tight mark him. He has a long shot as well. Decent long shot. So we'll tight mark him, close him down, and left foot. Close, tight mark him, close him down, left foot. And then Ryan Giles on the wing there is a weak right foot. So right foot hard tackle. And then finally their forward, just tight mark him, I think, and put him on his left foot. I don't think he represents actually anything that looks too dangerous. There was this Isaiah Jones. So I think what I'm going to do is ask Matson to tight mark Isaiah Jones. And then I'm going to ask Barnes to tight mark Lenihan. And that should do it. And that, hopefully, the team are all happy with that. Yeah, I really don't understand the ratings at all, Ethan, in FIFA. I really don't understand them at all. I've watched people playing it. I don't think though that I could play it myself. I wouldn't actually even attempt it now at my age. I'm going to say we're favourites here, and I want us to play like it. I'm expecting we have to put pressure on them now because we don't want complacency. So we're going to put pressure on them, and hopefully we'll get the result. And mentally they should be prepared. It's just let's hope that we've picked the right team, and that that's good from Teller, and that's that good start. That's what I want to see, players getting in there and taking the ball. I don't actually want to be getting stuck in, actually, so we'll take that off. And I want to see them pressing hard. I want to see them winning the ball in midfield and being determined and not being complacent. And then hopefully the game plan will work. And at the moment, we are dominating the game. We've had the game's only chance, but it's not on target. But there's a nice ball to Teller, who's then fluffed his lines a little bit. And we have won the ball. Can we get it into the box? No, we can't. And that's our finishing again. Very, very poor. Here's Cullen. Cullen's looking for Dervisoglu on the left. Get it across. Dervisoglu, it is a chance we have scored. Ashley Barnes has scored. It's 1-0 to Burnley. A good start. So, are you better at FM or FIFA, would you say, Ethan? Which one do you understand better? Nice ball in there from Dervisoglu along the ground, and Barnes alert. And the game plan so far is working. We've got all the momentum here, and we are doing very well. And hopefully we can keep hold of our second place now. We're coming up to Christmas. Yeah, you like those what's-its? I can't handle that at all. I just like to manage, look at the stats, and figure out game plans. That's what I enjoy, and then just let the players go on the pitch and play out that game plan. And this one is working really well. We've got all the match momentum. We're not creating a lot of chances, though. We need to be a little bit better at chance creation, and we are picking up all the loose balls, though. And if you are playing FM and you are facing complacency, and you can usually tell, you'll usually get 2 draws, the last one being a 0-0, or the press start talking about it and we've hit the post, and that was so unlucky. And once the press start saying, do you think complacency is going to be an issue, then pick your most determined team and players who are playing well in training, because they want to be in the team and they won't be complacent. And so you can take that out of the game straight away. We do need to win the ball. And it's good. We're pressing well, putting them under pressure, and they have to go all the way back. Should be a long kick now. But no, well done by the goalkeeper. He avoided the press there. We need to win this ball. Don't let them dribble. Just let's win the ball. Long ball into the box. Good header and a good save by Muric. And it stays at 1-0 for the moment. I'll take a 1-0 finish in second. Cardiff are obviously doing very well, putting pressure. No, they're 0-0 with Coventry. We do have a free kick. Floated into the box. Goes all the way through to the goalkeeper. Pathetic free kick, really. And so far, so good. The game plan seems to be working. And usually, if you figure it out, if you use the stats, you can actually figure out how to play against these teams. And although our passing is not very crisp still, and we need to pass it better, but we are really putting the foot in, and I like this. It looks good. And Dervisoglu finds Cork. Cork with a ball into Teller. Teller's in space. What a chance. And he's lofted it over the crossbar. Although it is going to be a corner. Oh, finishing, boys. I wish we had a decent striker and a couple of good finishers on the wings. We'd be deadly. But I guess you can't have it all. We are a very good defensive unit. And you can't have everything. But we are beating Middlesbrough quite comfortably at the moment, and quite rightly so. But now we need to tell them, don't get complacent. It's really important, because complacency has become an issue. You weren't that bad, but I believe you can get better. Fire them up. Very, very important to fire up the team. And hopefully now they'll go out and get this second goal and seal the game. And Baek's having a nice game there at DLP. They're all having decent games, but nobody's really playing really well. As Callum Roberts finds Teller, acres of space, get it into the box. It's so close to Barnes getting his second. Lovely cross by Teller. It remains 1-0, and as you can see, we're still dominating the game. You can just watch the game now in FIFA, can you? Is it good to watch? I may have to check out some videos to see people. If you can just watch the game, it might be worth doing. We are playing here very, very well, but not well enough, if you ask me. Nobody from Middlesbrough is causing us any problems whatsoever. But we need that second goal, otherwise this might happen. It only takes one mistake and then you'll be suddenly back to square one. We need that second goal, and 1-0 is never going to be enough, and they got acres of space out here, and luckily their finishing is as bad as ours. So it remains 1-0 to Burnley. Middlesbrough coming back into the game a little bit now. I don't want to let them into this game, so maybe I need to go a little bit more positive. Our XG is definitely far better. We maybe need to take the game to them a little bit now. We're dominating the possession. We're dominating the chances made. That was a bad foul, referee. Send him off. Let's have a red card. And I think I'm going to make some changes and then go a little bit more positive, I think. Let's give it 5 minutes. Again, you can see all the match momentum is with Burnley. It's just our finishing letting us down again. Let's make some changes here. And Connor Roberts is tired, so we'll bring on Matt Loughton. We'll bring on Charlie Taylor. I don't want him on attack. We'll put him on support. I'm going to change the BBM to centre mid on attack. Go more positive now. Let's try and wrap this game up. Teller is tired, so I will bring on I'll bring on Rodriguez. Hopefully he can have a better game out there. We'll play him as an inside forward on attack. Hopefully he's got a good relationship with Barnes. He's known Barnes for a long time. Ashley Westwood, anybody playing? Tired. Bayek is tired. So we'll bring on Westwood as the DLP and we'll go with that. And try and close this game out now. And Middlesbrough are tiring. They haven't made any substitutions yet. And they're getting very, very tired. So hopefully, putting the pressure on them now with fresh legs on the pitch. That's a lovely ball to Rodriguez. Rodriguez in space. Can't get his cross in. Taylor finds space. There's a chance for Westwood. And we still can't finish. It's a big, big worry that we can't finish chances. Here's Loughton having a go. Loughton driving at the defence. Get the ball into the box now. And finds Dervisoglu. Finds Westwood. Here's Cork into the box. Still can't finish it. Middlesbrough looking to break now. And they have space on the left. We need to be very careful. Get stuck in. Win the ball. Hooson. Nearly take the ball off him. But he is a strong boy, as I remember him from my Norwich days. They are offside. Highlight comes to an end. Yeah, I mean, if I could just watch the game, manage and watch the game, it would probably be quite a good thing to do. But I'm guessing that FM Ethan is much more complex than FIFA and the management side of it. Let's have a look here. Anybody getting particularly tired? Bayer is getting tired. Barnes, I don't want to bring him off. Let's bring Bayer off. We'll bring on Kevin Long again. And hopefully Long will see the game out for us. We've dominated the match. We've let them come into the game a little bit towards the end. despite the fact that they're absolutely exhausted and still haven't made a substitution. And we do have possibly the last highlight, and it's gone long. We have won the ball. Here is Cullen to Westwood. Nice ball over the top to Dervisoglu. It needs to be sharp, but not good enough. And we've won a corner, though. We need to get this ball into the box very, very quickly. And we're not doing that. And that's what has let Burnley down all season. So we're not sharp enough up front. Do have a corner, though. And after this, I'm just going to close the game down. It's headed out. We need to win this ball. But we don't, and they are looking to counter. Comes to nothing. Now is a good time to shut the game down now. And we will go narrow. Let's get compact. We're not going to counter press anymore. We'll come off the press a little bit. And we'll pull the line down a little bit more. We'll go to a mid-block. In case they start that nonsense of playing long balls. They do have a free kick, and there's a long ball. He looked offside to me, but that's gone behind for a corner. They are coming back into this game. I'm going to go to a cautious mentality. I want to try and hold on to this lead now. And nicely done, nicely headed out. And we need to stay strong at the back. Nice work by Rodriguez. Don't do anything silly. They've gone and done something silly as soon as I say it. But at the moment, it's good. We're holding on. We're almost into the last few seconds here. Just hold on now. Don't do anything silly. Long ball forward. Out to the left. It's gone out of play. I'm going to guess now that is the final whistle coming up. We'll take a 1-0 against Middlesbrough. Nice result. 1 victory and a draw today. We've done very well. And yeah, remind them now is not the time to become complacent. We are doing very well, but we need to build on this. So Ted Lasso best youth academy was 80 overall, 16. Yeah, that's pretty good out of 100. 4-star, maybe a 4.5-star in FM, I guess. Somebody that good at 16-year-old, or at least 5-star potential. That's for sure. I wish I could find one of those. I haven't found one of those for a long time. So we have done fairly well. We remain in second. We've taken 4 points from the 6 here today. And I'm going to call it a day, I think, now, Ethan. And I'm going to go and think about what to do about this this Preston business and what save I'm going to do. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for all the chat. You're obviously enjoying yourself there. And best of luck with your FIFA. And I hope you've enjoyed tonight's stream. I think you're the only one left here, to be fair to you. No, there's 2. Stefan is still here. Stefan's very quiet there. But thank you to Stefan for coming along, for joining in. Hope it's been interesting. Game plans are game plans. And it worked very nicely against Middlesbrough. Didn't work so well against QPR. But they are both very strong teams. And I think 4 points out of 6 there is a good result for a team that can't score goals. So I think well done. To me, pat on the back. Good day's work at the office. I'll call it a day now and go and think about what I'm going to do with the Preston stuff. And I shall see you all in some sort of video tomorrow. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for supporting the channel. I've had a good time. Hope you have too. And many, many thanks to Ben for the donation as well. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, have a good night, and we will see you next time. And yeah, I have to remember to save this in the right place as well. See you next time.